Hi, I'm Hans Moore and welcome to AHA Pictures. This is part 3 of my hair transplantation surgery. So I'm actually now 4 hours post-operative surgery, and that's why I got this hat on. I want to talk about my actual experience today. Went into the doctor's, arrived at 7 o'clock this morning and filled out some papers, and then they sedated me. Gave me some medication to anti-anxiety, and they also put an IV in my arm, which kind of knocked me out for about an hour. So what they did, I'm going to go ahead and take this off. They actually gave me this hat to wear home. Underneath the cellophane is where I've had my hair plugs transplanted from the back of my head. I went in and got me all ready, and I laid on a table. They IV'd me. Then they turned me on my stomach, and I looked down in a little hole so the doctor could take the scalpel, cut and remove a strip of skin all the way across, and then he sewed that together. Right there in the same OR, there were 7 lab assistants. Each one of them had a microscope. The skin, they took that skin, each one of them somehow, and they divided it, and they were all cutting up the hair follicles. And I assume I had 500 hair follicles with 2 hairs in it, because I opted for 1,000 units of hair to be transplanted into the front of my hair. There was I was nervous. I was really nervous and wasn't sure how I would handle the surgery, especially having a flap of skin moved, a swath of skin moved completely from the back of my head. And I was also nervous about how long the surgery was going to take. The surgery started at about 7:30 in the morning. I arrived at 7 o'clock. And I do not believe we were done until 5:30 or 6 that afternoon. So it was a good 11-hour surgery. I absolutely felt zero pain. I mean, zero pain. They stuck needles in the back of my head, barely felt them. By the time the needles, they were numbing the local area. The IV that was in my arm knocked me out for about an hour, and I remember absolutely nothing. They woke me up, I guess about an hour or 2 hours later, I don't know, and I sat back on the operating bed, and I think it was actually lunchtime. They paid for my lunch, so I'm sitting there, and I had meatballs and something to drink, and there was a large TV right in front of me, and they allowed me to pick 3 movies to watch during the surgery when they were going to start implanting the hairs here. So I watched actually 2 movies, but I don't hardly remember them. Then, let's see, all the hair was ready to start to implant into my head, and then they started taking a puncture or a scalpel, and they made tons and tons and tons of little bitty holes in my receding hairline. And then I had a brow lift 5, 6 years ago, the brow lift where they cut you for the brow lift, it left 4 little teeny tiny bald spots. He filled those in. And then if you watch my part 1 video, I was telling you that I had an upper facelift years ago, and it left some minor little white scars right there, and he filled those in too. You cannot wash your hair the first day after surgery. The second day when you take a shower, you don't want to let the water run on your head, because the power of the nozzle the water nozzle could literally knock out some of your hair implants. Also, the doctor gave me a little hat, like a doctor's hat that they wear in surgery, to put on my head when I go to sleep at night, because you can have a tendency to fall asleep and it will start itching, and then you can scratch your hair implants out. The sutures are back here. Now, I don't even think you can see them at all. But the whole strip of skin, I'm not even sure if I'm on camera here, the whole strip of skin was removed across and sewed up. Right now I've taken 2 Demerol just to make sure I don't have a headache or there's no pain sitting in, but I feel no pain whatsoever. Then the doctor gives you a little post-operative care kit. It has these little pieces of paper that you can lay over your pillow. I brought my own pillow to the hotel room in my own pillowcase, so just in case there's any blood, I don't want to get it in the hotel room. And so the doctor put this hat on me when we were done. Now what I want to show you is up close what the hair transplants look like. I also had some old hair plugs removed. I had a few here and a few here, and if I can get in close you'll see that there might be some little deep holes there. The doctor actually took some, it's called A-cell, and he packed that down in there, so they're gonna, when they heal, they'll become plush with the skin and you won't see that. But that's where he took out the old hair plugs, and then he reused those hair plugs, so they wasn't a waste. I'm going to get in here and just see if you can get a nice close-up. I am 4 hours post-operative surgery. 1,000 micrograft units. So my head is slightly swollen right here. I don't have a headache, but of course I have taken 2 Demerol to kind of block any pain that could possibly flare up post-operatively. The stitches are back in the back, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this up to show you at all, but I don't know if you can see them. Can you see them at all? That's where he removed, that's the donor strip. That's the donor strip of skin that he removed and sent that to the lab, and had 7 lab technicians cut that up under microscopes. Now every 2 hours I have to spray 1 squirt. This is it's a post-op spray, and I guess it's for grafted areas of skin, and you want to do 1 squirt every 1 to 2 hours. So I'm going to do that. Oh, that was 2. Whoops. Okay. So this is 4 hours post-operatively. Check back and watch part 4 for more information, and you can actually see some of the photographs that Dr. Cooley had taken during my surgery. But after my surgery, I went out to eat and had a salad, and I'm feeling really good. So yeah, that's part 3 of my hair transplantation. Please watch 4, more is coming. And then I'm also going to follow up with my hair growth as how it's growing. And hopefully I'll do that up until a year. You know, maybe once a month I'll just do another follow-up video. So please subscribe to AHA Pictures. My name is Hans Moore. And the doctor, let me name the doctor, a very good doctor. Extremely, very pleasant staff. And a great doctor. His name is Jerry E Cooley, MD. He's certified American board dermatologist, and he's at the Carolina Dermatology in Charlotte, North Carolina. So he promised, and his staff said there would be absolutely no pain. There was absolutely no pain. So I'm amazed. I just can't believe I went through with it.